Hello everyone and welcome to our Week 2 battle of the ICBA. Now we are taking on Paper, which is, I learned today how to say that, but Paper and the Silesian Sceptiles this week. If you have not seen them before, go check them out. Link is in the description below, as it always is. And I hope you guys enjoy this battle. Now, we aren't doing team builders this season, just so you're aware, at least not for the foreseeable future. So, real quick, we're just going to go over my team. I'm trying out different styles. Hopefully you guys tell me the one that you like the best. Now, I just connected to the internet, but we're actually going to disconnect real quick and just go through the team with you guys. Why not? I'm not going to edit this or anything. I'm just going to let you guys see what we're about. So, here's the team. That's the wrong one. There we go. We got Ranulf, the Landorus Therian form, Adamant Nature with Intimidate, Earthquake, Rock Polish, Stone Edge, and U-Turn, Rockium Z. Spirited Away, our Chandelure, is Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, and Hidden Power Ground. It is Modest Nature, holding a Culber Berry to take any Dark-type attack. Selkie is our Ribombi, Timid Shield Dust with a Focus Sash, Moonblast, Sticky Web, Hidden Power Ground, if I'm not mistaken, although I'll double check that right now because I want to be sure that it isn't Hidden Power Fire, which I was considering. It is Hidden Power Ground, and Energy Ball, excuse me. We've got Milliard, our Mandibuzz, Defog, Roost, Foul Play, and Whirlwind. Bold with Leftovers, and we've got Jirachi, Adamant, Choice Scarfed, Stealth Rock, U-Turn, Iron Head, and Drain Punch. Hits pretty much the entire team, and Choice Scarf Jirachi does a lot of work this week, which I am pretty excited about. Hopefully we can maybe get one Iron Head flinch. Still waiting on that, but nothing doing quite yet. And Gallade, Jolly, Justified, with the Gallade Ice Punch knockoff, Shadow Sneak, and Close Combat. Now you'll note she has, Paper has the Dragalge, but I don't have Psychic coverage this week. I don't think that is going to be the switch. I have Earthquake and Hidden Power Ground and a bunch of things anyway, but I don't expect Dragalge, but this thing has Ice Punch as well. Jirachi can Iron Head it and do a lot of damage, so even though I don't have Psychic coverage, I think I'll be okay. My opponent's team, all told, is Tapu Bulu, Heatran, Rotom Wash, Landorus Eye, Mega Absol Fortress, Medicham, Audino, Dragalge, Regice, and Mr. Mime. And Tapu Bulu, Heatran, and Medicham are the possible Z users. I think this is the team that we're going to have to beat it. I think Mega Gallade puts in a lot of work. If I play it right, Jirachi is virtually unkillable, again, if played correctly, and I just have to make sure that I'm doing that. And Mandibuzz is a pretty safe switch into most things. It's bulky and takes some hits. Now, you'll note we don't have the Quiver Dance this week on my Ribombi. Maybe I'll come to regret that, but I think this thing puts in enough work without needing to boost its speed that I'm excited to use it anyway. So that is the team we're going to be rocking. I will get you guys back connected when we are back here when we are connected with my opponent, and I hope you guys enjoy this battle. Oh god, I clicked on the photo album. Oh god, guys, what am I doing? Alright guys, welcome back. Paper, oh my gosh, Paper is done, and we are going to get this battle underway. Let's see what he has. It is the Audino, no Fortress, so I'm really glad I didn't bring Hidden Power Fire on anything, expecting the Fortress to come. And it looks like most of the other stuff is what I was expecting. So let me take the Fortress off and put the Audino in. And so, his Hazard Remover is Rotom, otherwise not a lot going on there. Now Absol is a pretty solid lead to counter me going for rocks to start the game. I don't really want to lead Lando because it doesn't really counter his Lando. And Tapu Bulu is his only Z user that he brought. So that's, something to consider, that it probably has a Z move, but it might not. So I think I'm going to lead Jirachi here. If he does lead with the Mega Absol, I take any Sucker Punch anytime. And I can go for a U-Turn or a Drain Punch. And I'm Scarfed, so if he doesn't expect me to outspeed and just goes for a knockoff, then I can get myself out of there. If he does go for a Sucker Punch, I eat it. So, and almost anything else I can set up my rocks against. He leads Bulu, Peeves, W. That's Rotom. Okay. So we're going to do some calculating. Even if you Scarf Rotom, I do outspeed him because I am Scarf. U-turn's going to do about 20%. I would love to go for that. I would love to go for a U-turn here. Now, if he Scarf Rotom and I do outspeed him, then obviously he has information that I am Scarfed. It's a little under 20%, so that would probably indicate to me I'm going to bring up my HP bar. I'm going to bring up my HP bar. Why not have it? It's a good resource for me to have. Oh, goodness, it's not on the place that it's supposed to be. There we go. So yeah, a little under 20%, so probably a little bit bulkier. He could be going for a Will-O-Wisp here. Certainly an option that I could see coming. He could be going for a Volt Switch as well. Now, one switch would be out into my Mega Glade, but getting that burned would suck. I could go out into my Mandibuzz, which doesn't really care about a Volt Switch so much. Or I could go out into my Rabombi here. And that really doesn't care about the Will-O-Wisp. It loses its Focus Sash, but it's not like the Focus Sash is necessarily required later in the game. So I'm going to go out into Rabombi here. We do see a little bit of bulk investment on the Rotom. And I avoided the attack, which was either Hydro Pump or Willow. I did not actually see, but we did see the leftovers. So I am a fool. Didn't pay enough attention, but we avoided whatever it was, which is always good. Now Energy Ball is going to do about 40%. Moonblast is going to do about 30%. He has no real switch into a Moonblast right now at all. Sticky Web is also a decent option right now, because the Mega Absol isn't Mega'd yet. He could have Defog on this thing. I'm going to go for the Sticky Web here. He's going to switch out. Goes out into Unova Care. That's probably Audino. And it is. We're going to go for the Sticky Web. I don't know what Audino is going to do to me. Maybe Thunder Wave? Maybe Thunder Wave? I think my... Now, we could have Ice Beam as well. So I don't really want to just hard switch in my Landorus to this. But I really don't want this thing getting Thunder Wave because it is a check to his Mega Absol. I could just go out into my Mandibuzz here, which can Foul Play. He could start wishing and doing wish shenanigans. But I'm gonna go into Mandibuzz in case he goes for the Thunder Wave. Definitely don't want anything else getting paralyzed on my team, and I'd honestly rather this thing be paralyzed than anything else. So he actually just goes straight for the knockoff. And that's okay. Lose my leftovers. It did like very, very little damage. But it means he's physically invested. So I am going to go for a Foul Play here. I mean, it doesn't mean he's physically invested. It means he has a physical attack. We outspeed. That's going to do 20%. He does go for the Toxic here. So, like I said, I would rather this thing be anything but Toxic, but it is Toxic. I want to see Wish. I want to see if he has that on this set. There's the lefties. I want to see if the Audino is carrying the Wish. So I am going to stay in. I am going to go for another Foul Play here. Again, what I got to do at some point is get my Mega Galade in safely. But I really don't want to hard switch it into an Audino. Imagine if I got Mega Galade straight there on the knockoff, got into that +1. That would have been fun. I would have been happy. Not gonna lie. So we do a decent amount of damage. With that, he goes for another knockoff. I can Foul Play again on this Audino. Now I could also just Whirlwind. Or I could just go into Gallade at this point, because there's a very, very low chance that he's going to click anything status-y. And we know he's not Chople. And if he's max defense bold, close combat's doing at least 90%. Now he could go out into something like Tapu Bulu on that. But I do have switches into the Tapu Bulu. And it's a bold play, but I think it's a worthwhile play. So we are going to switch out here. Go right out into my Mega Gallade. There's the Wish. So let's see, is it knock off, Toxic, Wish, Protect? Because I get my Mega off, which means I get the speed boost here. And if he's not Protect, then this close combat's going to kill this thing. If he switches something else in, then it eats the close combat, and I have to switch out anyway. So I could just click Knock Off. But I really don't want to be Toxic. I mean, I don't really care if I'm Toxic either. This thing is kind of a knife. It like comes in and it doesn't stay in for too long. So I'm going to click Knock Off here. He is going to switch out. And so the thing is, I don't really care about the damage, because, I mean, whatever he brings in is probably going to go back to full no matter what I click. Close Combat would not have killed this Rotom from this range if he's bulky. So I'm okay with the knockoff, and then him going back to full with the Wish. Yeah, so we do get rid of his leftovers, which is really nice. Just because every Pokemon we've seen has had leftovers so far, which is how people seem to run teams against me recently. They seem to like the stall. I don't like the stall, guys. So I can't close combat. Obviously, he survives, and I do not want to be burned. I could go out into my Ribombee again, expecting a Defog. Or I could go into Chandelure, expecting a Defog as well, although Hydro Pump's going to hurt. Hydro Pump's going to hurt. So I am going to go... I'm going to go back into Ribombee here. He could just Volt Switch. That's fine. Got rid of the knockoffs. Got rid of the knockoffs. Got rid of the leftovers on the Rotom. There's the Willow. Misses it again. I think that was what he went for last time. Oof. Again, not the most important thing in the world, but certainly not what he's hoping for. And I can click Moonblast here reasonably safely. The fact that he didn't go for a Volt Switch last time and instead Hard Switched was pretty surprising. I guess he could think that I am Gracium Z. And since I have switched this thing into the Rotom twice, that is certainly something to consider that I might be Gracium Z. He's going to go out into the Audino, which is going to be caught in the Sticky Web this time. I don't have to click it again. And we know he has the knockoff, and the Toxic, and all that. Get the Spatak drop. That's not going to matter too much. And he is specially invested for sure. Now, do I care about the knockoff coming off here? The only reason I wouldn't care is that, I mean, I'm going to lose my Focus Sash to that Rotom at some point, since this is my switch into it. And I'd rather this thing get knocked off than anything else. But the Landorus can come in, and yeah, he can Toxic it, but he can't knock it off. And I can Rocky MZ literally anything on his team right now. Nothing resists it at all. He's got no resists to it. And Landorus to an Audino. Rocky MZ is actually only doing about 50%, which is pretty impressive if this thing is physically defensive. And my Ribombee confirms that it is at least somewhat specially defensive, but not terribly specially defensive, so he's got a lot of Phys-Def investment. Now Mega Gallade's the other switch, and I just go for a close combat and get Toxic and don't really care. And if he clicks Knockoff, it doesn't do very much. So, certainly an option. There's the Wish. And I get a free close combat here. I know it's going to lower my defenses a little bit, but it's still free. And if the Rotom does come back in, then It might be, it's not Scarf, we know it's leftovers, so there's the Rotom. So it's going to take a close combat, it's going to get a Wish back, we're going to see how much health that gives it back, because this is going to do a lot. That's a crit. That's a crit. So he's very physically bulky, and how much health do you get back? Ooh, 75%. That's going to be, oh, that's in the range. That's in the range of killing. That is a roll to kill, ladies and gentlemen. That is a roll. But if I don't, I'm at -2, and this thing's just gonna bot me. Now, I could go out into my Chandelure here, which would be a really aggressive play. The other option is going out into my Mandibuzz. I actually want to go out into Mandibuzz instead of my Rabombi here. Scout if he is choiced in some... Well, we know his leftovers, duh. But not if he's choiced, but like scout what he wants to do, because if he just keeps clicking Will-O-Wisp, also recover the health. But that is a roll. Oh my gosh. It may not even be a roll, to be honest. For it to have that, even if he's max defense, bold nature, that's like a max roll. So if he's max defense calm, then I could have killed with that crit from full. But yeah, without the crit, it's not a roll to kill. It just doesn't. So he's gonna hard switch, go into Earth Shaker, which is Lando I. Now, Mandibuzz is a check to this thing. I do not want to be set up on right now. So I kind of want to click Roost and then Whirlwind, because if he sets up a... I kind of want to know what he's going to do, and he can't kill me with anything. HP Ice isn't going to kill, Sludge Wave isn't going to kill, so... We're going to Roost. We're going to Roost. Scout. Just going to hard switch. Doesn't like that matchup at all. Goes right out into the Rotom again. We're going to Roost. Scout what he's going to do. He still hasn't shown anything but Willow. And has missed it twice. So I'm going to Foul Play at this point to get the Rotom down a little bit further. Or if he switches out to get damage on whatever comes in. To be honest, getting damage on whatever comes in seems like the thing to do. And once this Rotom is gone, Jirachi can Iron Head a lot. Lando I has to be weakened and Rotom has to be gone, but otherwise... so there's the Volt Switch. So we do finally get another move, and we get a little bit of information about how offensive this thing is, which is to say, it doesn't look to be terribly offensive at all. Excuse me. Volt Switch, yeah, not particularly offensive, possibly no investment at all. Out comes the Dragalge. Gets caught in a sticky web, which this thing's already really slow. Now, it's a little bit of poison damage, doesn't help. I don't love it. Potentially a poison move's coming my way, potentially a dragon move's coming my way. Either way, Jirachi's a pretty decent switch in here. Because I mean, he could go for an Ice Beam or something crazy, which would be unfortunate. I could go into my Chandelure, and I could go into my Rabombi. Now, Rabombi outspeeds Mega Absol, but so does Jirachi. I don't want to take... I don't know what he would do to a Jirachi, honestly, that would threaten it. Specs would be scary, obviously. I don't like seeing Specs Dragalge, ever. But Choice Specs Draco is doing like 60%. And I don't think he's going to go with Draco. I think he's going to go with the Poison move here. So I'm going to go into Jirachi. It's an aggressive play, and could be the wrong one. Could certainly be the wrong one. But if he does go for the Sludge Wave or the Ice Beam, then... Ooh, Shadow Ball predicts that play. That's intense. Okay. So, I mean, I just get to U-turn here. There's no way I'm staying in at that point. Predicts that play. Hardcore. It's not Specs. Honestly, probably something like Assault Vest. I could Iron Head. He could think I have the Psychic move. But there's... Yeah, that was interesting. But now I get to U-turn, and depending on what he goes into, I can just go into my Landorus. And click a Rocky MZ or a... So he's going to switch out and go into his own Landorus. Okay. So I can go into my Mega Gallade. I have the Ice Punch. I outspeed, unless he's Scarfed. If he's Scarfed, he doesn't Oko me. And after an Ice Punch, potentially Rotom Wash dies? God, that Rotom Wash is just being a nuisance right now. It's at 75%. So yeah, Ice Punch will kill this thing. He could be Yachi. Certainly. That's certainly an option. Knockoff's an interesting play. Because it does a lot to the Rotom and puts it in close combat range for sure. But I don't want him setting up. So I'm just gonna click Ice Punch. I want to see him make the predictable plays before I'm like making my own reads. And the Rotom switch is risky. Just because if I don't go for the Ice Punch, if I don't have it, for instance, so he's gonna switch out. So he wants to see my sets, which is totally reasonable. It does go out to the Rotom here, which is at 75%. It doesn't have the leftovers. We are gonna go for an Ice Punch here. And that puts him at about 60. Okay. Puts him about 67%. Which is outside the range of a close combat KO right now. Now I can go Chandelure here. Threaten the Energy Ball. I can go into my Ribombee here. Threaten the Energy Ball. Or just the Moonblast. Because of the fact that his Audino is weakened, he can't just keep going into that. Chandelure can come in. I don't think he's just going to go hard Hydro Pump right now. That'd be an amazing play. But if I do bring my Chandelure in, I can Calm Mind, which means I could take a Hydro Pump. And to be honest, I think my Chandelure is the least useful member of my team. So I am going to do that, predicting the Willow right now. If he Volt Switches, that's okay too. Just hard switches out into Lando. Okay. So, I mean, Earth Power kills, but so does Flamethrower. Oh no, that's only if I Calm Mind first. I'm not going to Calm Mind right here. But I am going to Flamethrower. I mean, I don't lose anything. I mean, I might lose my Chandelure. Goes out into Audino. Oh, it's at full. How do you get back to... Oh, Regenerator. Okay. Okay. That does a real solid amount of damage. Now, he may Toxic, but I don't care. He may Knock Off, and also I don't care. Because I have the Colbur. Yeah, I don't care. Calm Mind. We've seen Knockoff Toxic and Wish from this thing. We've seen the Lando Eye come in a huge number of times and just switch out again. Threatened by things like Hidden Power Ice with Shuka Berry, threatened by things like all sorts of things. So he's just scared, and now he knows I have Ice Punch on my Mega Gallade, which is always good. And there's the Wish. And so you've given me a free Calm Mind. Question is, do I take another one? Or do I just go for a flamethrower? Am I killing an Absol at +1? Because he could just go hard Absol right here, predicting another Calm Mind. Or if I go for it, he could Sucker Punch me and do a lot. But I do kill it at +1, so I'm actually just going to Flamethrower. And doesn't quite take it out. He goes for the Toxic Knot knockoff. So Chandelure has the Calm Mind up. He gets the Wish back. With the leftovers, he's getting a little bit more back than I'm doing. I take a little bit of toxic damage. I can Calm Mind a second time as he knockoffs or wishes. I think I'd just rather Flamethrower, because if he does Wish, then I want him low and force the Protect. And if he does knockoff, then I kill him with another Flamethrower. And so there's the Wish. So I haven't seen Protect, but it wouldn't surprise me if he has it. And what I don't want to do is Flamethrower into a Protect right here. So I am just going to go for a Calm Mind. And if he does not have Protect or switch out or something, then great play, to be honest. But I'm going to Calm Mind a second time. And if he predicts that and goes for a knockoff, fine, he does 30%. And then I Flamethrower the following turn on whatever switches in. And again, we're just trying to chip that Rotom down a little bit more. And now if I did have my Z move on this thing, that would have been a great time to use it. But I've almost got everything where... so he's going to Regenerator back. He's going to go out into his Dragalge, which is going to get the Wish. It's going to take that Wish and get it, which is alright. Because we're going to be at +2. And I have Hidden Power Ground, which is doing like 70 to 90% to this thing. Now it could be Ghost DMZ or something. But barring that, Shadow Ball's not killing. I don't know if it does after the poison. It looks like it might. So I'm just going to go for an HP Ground here. And smack this thing upside the head. Do like, yeah, like 70 to percent. Misses the Draco Meteor. What is happening right now? That thing's definitely Assault Vest. But, oh my god. What? I'm so sorry. That sucks. That's awful. I mean, I click Hidden Power Ground again. If he goes out into the Landorus here, fine. Goes out into the Regenerator thing. Oh my god. That's awful. Like, what are you gonna do about that? He hasn't shown Protect yet, which means that I get a free Flamethrower here. And I am gonna let my Chandelure go down after this turn. There's no reason to switch it out right now. I just click Flamethrower on anything that comes in right now, but... Wow, that's so unfortunate. I mean, something's dying. Except Rotom. Rotom doesn't die to this, but it does put it in range where I can then click Close Combat. And his only switching to Close Combat is Tapu Bulu. So even though Chandelure potentially doesn't get a kill, it definitely did a lot of work. The Draco miss. Oh my god. Goes out into this thing, which again might survive this Flamethrower, but doesn't want to take another hit from anything. It doesn't survive the Flamethrower, so we end up trading, where we definitely didn't have to trade there, potentially. So Chandelure kills Dragalge with Flamethrower, and Audino kills Chandelure with toxic damage. Okay, so we do double down, and so what do we go into here? I could go Lando. Play Rough from a Mega Absol does not kill my Gallade from full. And the only thing that could come in on that would be the Rotom Wash, which he could go into here. I could go out into my Jirachi, which handles just about everything on his team, pretty much. And can U-turn on anything. The only thing I don't want to see is the Landorus then. But he doesn't know if I don't have the Ice Punch or not. I think my safest play at this point is to go out into my Gallade. But if he goes Bulu, then I have to go Jirachi, and I don't like hard switching into Jirachi there. So I'm gonna go Jirachi here, which gives me a free U-turn. If he does go into the Mega Absol, I outspeed it with everything. So Rotom's gonna come in here, and now I could U-turn here, or I could set up my rocks, but Rotom might defog. So I'm gonna Volt Switch. I'm gonna U-turn. He's gonna Volt Switch probably. It's a safe switch into Mandibuzz here. If he Volt Switches and kills me, that's fine. I don't really need Mandibuzz for anything else yet, or in this game. And if I am gonna have it, I need it to be healthier than it is. So there's the defog to get rid of the Sticky Web. That's fine. Thought he might do that. A little bit of toxic damage. And I Roost here. Volt Switches. Do I survive this? Nope. That's fine. I get Switch Initiative here. Now by defogging, his Mega Absol will outspeed. Bulu comes in. That means I go into Jirachi, right? I mean, there's no reason to do anything else. And I just click Iron Head. Like, his Rotom can come back in. So I could click U-turn here. I could click U-turn here, which is doing very little. But I don't really want anything to come in on this. I'm not gonna lie. The Jirachi is what I want in on this. I could go Rocks. Force him to defog again. But what do I do if I do go for a U-turn, he stays in? Because Rotom is just the switch every time right now. He's just gonna go into Rotom. Yeah, I'm gonna U-turn. Oh, he does stay in. Wow, that did a lot, in fact. I could go Landorus, because Adamant max attack. If it's not banded, then he doesn't kill, but if it's banded, he does. I don't want to lose my Landorus like that. So I could go out into my... I think I have to go Landorus here. I think I have to go Landorus. Get the Intimidate. Scout. Goes for the Wood Hammer. Are you banded? If you're not banded, this doesn't kill. Doesn't look like banded. Could be Scarfed. Could certainly be Scarfed. This is his only Z user, so we do have to watch out for that. I'm gonna click Rocky MZ. Nothing wants to switch into it. And if he's not Scarfed, I outspeed him. And I don't want to click anything else, not gonna lie. So I am just gonna click Rocky MZ on the Rotom here. Get a whole bunch of damage off on this thing. If he was Scarfed, I think he would have stayed in. So I have to assume he's not. Probably Z. But what Z is a good question. Probably Gracium Z, so he doesn't take the recoil from Woodhammer. Rotom does not survive that. So Landorus T kills Rotom Wash with Continental Crush. And he goes out into the Absol at this point. He knows I'm not Scarfed. My Jirachi can't take a Sucker Punch from the range it's at. I don't want him going for a free Swords Dance. Although I do have my Focus Sash still intact on my Ribombee. So I'm going to U-turn and let my Landorus go down if it needs to. Goes for the knockoff. That will take me out. And then I go into Mega Gallade. Or Ribombee. I think I'm going to go into Ribombee here. Because Moonblast is doing a lot. And Sucker Punch isn't. And I outspeed him naturally. And anything that switches in is going to be 2-hit KO'd by a Moonblast, with the exception of Landorus I, which I definitely need chip damage on. So he does go out into his Audino. We are going to Moonblast. And I do get to go for it for free, I think. Maybe not. Maybe not, because I do need my Focus Sash to deal with the Absol here. Or I like my Focus Sash to deal with the Absol. I can go Gallade. He's probably just going to Wish and retreat, though. So I'm going to click... I'm going to click Moonblast again. If he does get rid of my Focus Sash, I mean, he Willowed twice and missed him, so like I can't be that upset about it. If he does just Hard Switch and go right out into the Mega Absol, this thing's about to eat a Moonblast. And it's not going to like that. Maybe he's EV'd it to survive a Moonblast. I don't think you can, to be honest. So Ribombee kills Mega Absol with Moonblast. Goes out into the Tapu Bulu. How much does I do to a Tapu Bulu with Moonblast? Rolls damage, looks like. But we're gonna click it. We do rolls damage to this thing with Moonblast. And we do KO the Tapu Bulu. So Ribombee kills Tapu Bulu with Moonblast. Out comes the Audino. Now, having the Focus Sash is nice. Having the Mega Gallade at full health is better. So I can go out into my Jirachi at this point. If he knockoffs, then he knockoffs here. But I think the Wish is coming. And then I can click Iron Head or Drain Punch, potentially. And Jirachi, while really helpful for the rest of this game, if he does start getting Rock Polishes up, that's not an issue. Or that is an issue, I mean, so... I need my Gallade to be at full health. So he's getting lots of HP back. It's specially defensive, this Audino. We have definitely scouted out that Audino is very specially bulky. And... well, I believe he does have some level of physical investment. I don't think it's a ton. Drain Punch is doing slightly more, but Iron Head obviously has that flinch chance. So I'm going to go for Iron Head. He's going to switch out. We haven't seen anything, this Landorus do anything yet. It hasn't done anything. And Iron Head's going to do a lot. And we're going to go for another one. And if he takes me out, then I don't get flinches with Jirachi, and what else is new? I asked for one flinch from Jirachi this season. Nope, no flinch, 0 flinch, flinchless, flinch free. Nope. Alright, that's fine. We have both our Focus Sash intact and Shadow Sneak on the Mega Gallade, which will kill from that range. So we're just gonna let Jirachi go down here. There's no reason to switch out and lose either of those. So Landorus Eye, Landorus Eye kills Jirachi with Earth Power, and I just want to know how much does it do. Shadow Sneak's doing at least 18%. And so we're going to go for it. I don't know what he could do to survive it. He could switch out, but then he loses his boost. So we are going to go for the Shadow Sneak. It does take out the Landorus. So then Mega Gallade kills Landorus Eye with Shadow Sneak. And it's Audino, and we close combat. Or do we knock off first? How much does close combat do to an Audino? Did we determine it doesn't kill? No, we determined it definitely kills. Okay, kill it. Yeah, that just takes out the Mega Audino. It's not a Mega Audino, it's a regular Audino. Anyway, Mega Gallade kills Audino with close combat, and that is a 2-0 victory for the New York Empoleon here this week. So thank you so much to Paper. I keep almost getting your name wrong. I keep almost saying Pepper, but Paper, great game. Go check out his channel, everybody, if you do want to see his side of the battle. I know I do. I always love to watch my opponent's side and see why they make the plays they make and what they're thinking about how I'm playing. It helps me improve as a battler. And the more you see, the more you will improve as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys back next week as we take on the New Jersey Nagana Devils in the ICBA Week 3. So hope you guys are well, and I will see you then. Take care, everybody.